There's this thing called dark psychology. It doesn't mean evil, it means subconscious. It's subtle, sneaky. You don't even know it's happening. It taps into the wounds people don't even know they have, and it moves them without them ever realizing it. That's why it's called dark, not because it's bad, but because it operates in the shadows, and if you're not using it, you better at least learn how to spot it, because someone else is using it on you. Let's just start with the psychology behind gambling. You win a small bet, you feel like a king, so you go again, and again, and again. And boom, you lose a big one. But now your ego's in it, especially if you're a man. You want to prove you're not a loser, and that's exactly when you're most vulnerable. Because now, you'll do whatever it takes to win, even if it makes zero logical sense. Tell a guy, honestly, even if you tried, I don't think you could pull that off. Watch him try to prove you wrong. It's so easy to trigger that competitive itch. You don't even need to argue, just drop a calm, careless line. Hey, I needed help with something, but I don't think it's really your thing. Or, this thing's been stressing me, but you probably wouldn't get it. That's it. You've planted this seed. His ego will do the rest. It always starts small, tiny bits, little challenges. He keeps winning, and then the big ask. And if he hesitates, just say, it's okay, I didn't think you'd be able to handle it anyway. That's the trick. Use small wins to lead them right into your big request. But here's the warning. If you feel like someone's messing with your pride, trying to provoke you into proving something, step back, zoom out, ask yourself, why do I feel the need to prove anything with this person? Your pride is not your compass, it's bait. And if the offer sounds too good to be true, if you keep winning and they keep smiling, then babe, you're the product. Next up, priming. This one's delicious. It's when someone conditions your mind to associate them with a vibe, a song, or a feeling. Say you keep sending someone a specific song, one with a strong emotional tone. Then you show up dressed like that song sounds. You vary the colors, the mood, the energy. Now every time they hear that song or even smell something similar, they think of you. Not just you, but the version of you that lives in their fantasy. So ever listen to a song about like the love of my life, guardian angel, my money's finally coming in, and suddenly you think of him or her? Yeah, that's priming. That's how association works. They didn't actually do anything, but your brain, it linked them to that good feeling. Now, they're your dopamine supplier. Now, imagine that, but with ads. You're just vibing, minding your own business. Then here comes the voice. Are you tired of your life? Do you feel ugly lately? Are you still broke? Summer's coming and your body's not. And you weren't even insecure 5 minutes ago. That's negative priming. They make you feel broken so they can sell you the fix. Meanwhile, people who are actually tapped in, they do positive priming on purpose. They wake up, play something that hypes them up, meditate, take care of themselves. They engineer their own energy. But if you roll over and check your phone the moment you open your eyes, and the first thing you see is war, celebrity drama, your ex getting married, your whole day is hijacked. And guess what? Now you're primed to buy something you didn't even want just to feel better for 3 seconds. Let's talk about something darker, gaslighting. You've heard the word, but do you know where it comes from? There was this man who married a rich woman. He wanted all her money, so he started messing with her mind literally. He turned the gas lights down just a little. She'd be like, it feels darker here. And he'd go, you're imagining things, every night a little dimmer, but never enough for her to prove it. He moved things around the house. She'd say, didn't that vase used to be over there? He'd say, no. You okay? Over time, she stopped trusting her own reality, and when you stop trusting your own mind, you give that power to someone else. That's gaslighting. And today, it doesn't need a gas lamp. It's in those jokes that aren't really jokes. He says something that cuts deep, but wraps it in a laugh. You call it out, he's like, God, you're so sensitive, I was just joking. Then he adds, everyone says you overreact, and now he's done 2 things. Gaslit you It's not me, it's you. Isolated you. Everyone agrees you're the problem. So now you're paranoid. You start wondering if everyone really does think that you're too much. And guess what? You stop speaking up, which means he wins. Gaslighting makes people question their sanity. It kills their self-esteem. It makes them hand over their decisions, their power to the manipulator. So how do you stay safe? Step back. If you constantly feel confused, drained, or like something's off when you're around someone, and that's not love, that's programming. Fact check. He says everyone thinks you're too emotional. Cool. Let's check that. Ask your friends, ask people you trust, do they really feel that way? Because if not, he's lying and you're being played. Pattern check. Ever brought up a painful memory to a parent and they went, that never happened? Or your friends go on a trip without telling you and when you ask why, they're like, we didn't think you'd care. Or you catch your partner flirting and when you ask about it, he flips it. Why were you going through my phone? Are you that insecure? Like, sir, the issue isn't the phone, it's the DMs. Gaslighting is everywhere. It's subtle, sneaky, and the worst part, sometimes it comes from the people you love most. So here's a reminder. Just because someone says you're too sensitive doesn't mean you're wrong. Sometimes your sensitivity is just your intuition saying, wake up, something is off. Trust that voice. It might be the only one honest left in the room. You ever argue with someone and they're like, I never said that, but you know they did. So you go, dig up the receipts, scroll through the messages, and there it is. You send the screenshots all proud like, here, you said it right here. And they hit you with, wow, you actually went back and checked? You seriously have that much time? Yeah, that's not just annoying, that's gaslighting. Anytime you feel like you're losing your mind around someone, but you know you're not crazy, that's your red flag. That's your reality being slowly rewritten, one manipulation at a time. Let's talk about social proof. A dude walks in wearing an expensive-looking watch, designer shoes, tailored pants. And even if every single item is fake, your brain goes, he must be successful. Why? Because he looks the part. Same with Instagram. Someone posts fake luxury, rented cars, borrowed handbags, and suddenly they're selling you courses, ebooks, lifestyle hacks. And guess what? People buy it. Why? Because people trust what looks valuable more than what is valuable. Human brain, fully programmable through aesthetics. Now, here's a manipulation tactic I actually respect for its brilliance. Say something wrong on purpose, like Einstein discovered gravity. Someone will immediately correct you. Oh, that was Newton. Congrats, they just gave you the answer you wanted without you even asking. It works because people are obsessed with being right. They get a hit of dopamine when they correct you. So if you want to extract information from someone, drop a little false breadcrumb and let their ego do the rest. Try it with coworkers, friends, even on a date. Congrats on moving to Paris. No, I'm staying in New York. I thought you said something about Paris last time. People will overshare just to prove you wrong. Let's move into the psychology of fear and marketing. Ever notice how products don't just tell you what they do anymore? They tell you what will happen if you don't buy them. You might lose your friends if your breath stinks. You'll never find love with bad skin. You'll die alone if you don't invest on our wellness plan. Fear is the most profitable emotion. Even governments use it. They say, there's gonna be a climate catastrophe. But what if it's all just fear? Horn to increase taxes on found green projects that don't even exist? What if it's all just fear to increase taxes and fund green projects that don't even exist? People in fear are easy to control. You say, there's a problem. They say, okay. You say, we have the solution. They say, take our money. And now let's talk about love bombing. If someone you just met starts to picking baby names, talking about matching rings, introducing you as their wife after 3 dates, run. That's not love, that's manipulation. It's their way of rushing intimacy so you don't see the red flags. The faster they move, the less time you have to think, and by the time the mask slips, you're already in too deep. So next time someone's a little too perfect, ask yourself, Are they showing who they are or who they want you to believe they are? And always, always trust the version of yourself that remembers what they said the first time. Want more dark psychology decoded in plain language? You know the type. He buys you gold jewelry, a brand new iPhone, introduces you to his family like he's already picked out your wedding dress. And you're like, wait, are we in a relationship or in a Netflix drama? Here's the thing. Most women who fall for this love bombing nonsense, they're not stupid. They're just starved. Starved for attention, starved for validation, starved for the love they never got growing up. And guess who picks up on that within 5 minutes of meeting you? A narcissist, a master manipulator. He can smell that low self-worth from across the room. So what does he do? He floods you with all the missing love. You feel chosen, you feel seen, you feel like, this is it. The universe is finally making up for all the pain I've been through. This is my person. No, babe, this is your lesson. And here's where it gets dark. The moment you fall head over heels, he starts pulling away piece by piece. So what do? You start chasing, trying to win back that high. You might offer your body, your money, your forgiveness, your dignity, because now you're addicted to the cycle. He hurts you, then holds you. He insults you, then kisses your forehead. He ghosts you, then writes you a love letter. And just like that, you start associating pain with love. You're being conditioned to believe that real love always comes with suffering. That if he breaks your heart, it's okay because at least he loves you, right? Let me tell you what else they do. They take you to places they know you love. They create movie scene level memories with you. Slow dances in the rain, songs in the car, spinning you around in the middle of the street like it's the final scene in a rom-com. But they do it strategically. They pick spots you pass every day. Cafes you go to with your friends, corners you grow up near. Why? So every time you walk by, every time you hear that damn song on the radio, you feel them. It's called emotional anchoring. They don't want to be a memory. They want to be a trigger, permanent real estate in your nervous system. Now, how do you stay immune to this? High freaking standards. That's how. Anyone who falls in love with you instantly, red flag. You tell him, wait, do you even know me? Or are you just obsessed with an idea in your head? If he says, I've seen you in my dreams, you're my wife, tell him to go back to sleep. Next trick. They give you an illusion of choice, like, do you want to watch this movie or that movie? Either way, both were their favorites. You're just being led. You think you're in control? Nah, you're being handled. Same with clothes. Babe, should I wear the red dress or the black one? Both were what he wanted to see. They do this because your brain gets tired of decision fatigue. So eventually you stop questioning things. You follow, thinking you're choosing. Next, guilt tripping, almost 100% effective. If you loved me, you'd be here right now. I just don't think your feelings are as deep as mine. You're always too busy for me lately, but it's fine. Focus on yourself. That's manipulation dressed up as vulnerability. And you don't owe anyone an emotional performance. You don't owe anyone your time, your energy, and your peace just because they act hurt. So here's what you say. I miss you too, I just can't tonight. Or, I think I've shown you that I respect our connection, but I'm not gonna guilt myself into proving it every day. You're not cold, you're clear. That's power. And here's the final truth. Anyone who plans on emotionally using you, they study you first. They learn your childhood wounds. They learn what kind of princess story you're hoping to live out. And then they become it. Don't let a fantasy rob you of reality. Your heart's too expensive to be someone's temporary high. You know what I told you before? Stay calm. Don't get dragged into his storm. He comes home angry. That's not your cue to start performing emotional CPR. You don't need to fix him. Stay cool, still, and be unreadable. But if you're dealing with someone who actually is dangerous, like physically threatening, then no, calm doesn't work. You don't show your hand. You play soft, you pacify, and then you quietly start doing what you need to do to get the hell out of that life. You want a divorce? You want to leave the house? You start planning in silence. You let your people know, your family or someone, because safety is not optional. But you never tip him off. Never let a volatile man see your exit plan. Guilt tripping, but in a different style. Like, you were 30 minutes late to an online meeting, but your boss starts spinning a drama. I waited forever. I had to do it myself. I was melting in the sun. I could have died. No one dies in 30 minutes. This is not about time. It's about control. They're playing the you owe me card, so you overextend yourself next time just to make up for it. So stay composed. Say, I'm here now. Sorry for the wait. What do you need? No crawling, no emotional begging. Next time I'll be on time. Done. Now this next one, it's a sneakier, the poor me act. They start saying, nobody loves me, I'm so alone, you're the only light in my whole miserable life. It sounds romantic. It's not. It's emotional blackmail, because now you're trapped, being the light in someone else's darkness. You don't get to dim. You don't get to be tired, because if you stop glowing, you're the villain. That's not love. That's dependency. And when someone has a victim mindset, they're not looking for joy. They're looking for proof that life is cruel to them. You could say something totally normal, and they'll twist it into, see, even she's against me. Victim-minded people scan their room for lies. They collect pain like it's currency. And then they dump all that negativity on you because you are their emotional trash can. One sentence I absolutely despise, and I don't care who says it, is this. When I'm at my worst, I come to you because you make me feel better. Sounds sweet? It's not. It means I bring all my emotional garbage to you, I unload it on you, then I feel better. And you? Doesn't matter. You're not a punching bag. You're not emotional first aid. The real answer, don't become someone's savior. Don't carry burdens that don't belong to you. If your life feels unbearably heavy, you're probably carrying responsibilities that aren't even yours. Tell them, instead of spiraling, let's talk solutions. That's all I can offer. Now let's talk about another toxic move, silent treatment. The weaponized silence. You messed up, you admit it. But instead of talking to you about it, they disappear. They vanish. Now you're scrambling to get them to speak to you again. Guess what? That silence, it's a manipulation tool, because when they finally speak again, it feels like a miracle, like rain in a desert. You're so relieved. You'll do anything just to keep them from going silent again. And that's exactly what they want. Compliance, control, quiet power. You don't have to chase him. If there is a problem, he knows where to find you. Say what you need to say once. Let the silence speak after that. The ball is in his court now. Start recognizing the patterns. If you've been in a relationship or 10 and the same toxic loops keep showing up, guess what? They're feeding on that unhealed wound inside you. This isn't love, it's a feedback loop, and it thrives on your silence. You need to trust yourself more, have the confidence to be clear. If something doesn't sit right with you, you're allowed to say no. No one's going to arrest you for not suffering politely. You're not on trial here. No one's gonna show up like, why didn't you stay and tolerate that? Only you are guilting yourself. So maybe stop. And if this hits you a little too hard, yeah, that means it's exactly what you needed to hear. Now go click that video in the middle of this screen you already know.